Hello, everyone, and happy Muse Day to you. This is Sarah Cat, your humble junior conductor, coming at you live from another episode of the Hot Mess Express. Sitting beside me, um, being very much a pain in my butt, is our illustrious conductor, Mama. And yeah, I hope everyone had a good long weekend. Mine was nice and quiet. I got a bunch of work done, resume stuff and job hunting and trying to upskill in a few ways. Also trying to start figuring out a few projects that I have in the works here. I've reached out to a few folks, including some members of our community, because I will be leaning on a lot of folks, you guys included. Um, but yeah, yeah, I hope everyone's weekend went great. We are going to start today off with a learning layer. Not a super long one because I think most of you, ow, as I jab myself in the eye with my glasses, I think most of you already know this one. Um, but it is something that has come up recently. Um, both culturally in the news and in my own life. And I've had to talk to a few folks about it. So, yeah, let's. I just realized I forgot to transition. I am a silly head. That's okay. That's okay. So, let's talk about the dangers of normalizing negative language. Now, what I mean by this, right, is the real kind of edge case scenarios. The stuff that we heard a lot growing up in my generation, I hope has changed some since then. But it's the things like the boys will be boys. It's the things that are the base level or that reinforce these stereotypes, the things that lead up chain or down river, depending on how you want to look at it, to potential violence or harm, real physical harm to people. That's not to say that mental harm isn't real and isn't bad. Um, and I think a lot of harm does come from using this kind of language. But but I want us to really talk about kind of changing our ideas of what matters. Because oftentimes what people say, oh, it's just a joke. No, it's not. It's testing the waters. It's normalizing things that should not be normalized, whether we're talking about assault, whether we're talking about making fun of people who are different from ourselves, right? What if these jokes aren't just jokes? What if they're seeds that end up planting something far more, right, than we ever intended? When words are used regularly as part of our conversation, there's a level of normalization that happens. We begin to think of these things as okay to say, okay to hear, okay as part of our day to day experience, even if they're not good. That's why things like boys will be boys is such a terrible saying. It's been used for so long and it's been used to excuse such horrible things at such a young age that we normalized that boys are supposed to do bad things. Oh, don't worry if he pulls your hair. He just likes you. No, that's assault. And that needs to be nipped right there in the bud. Okay? The idea of jipping someone being an okay thing to say. No, that is absolutely not. Using gypsy as part of your description of fashion or your lifestyle instead of using something like boho or bohemian. Words have meaning and words hurt. And normalizing those slurs, those things that are inherently negative, ends up hurting more than just you. It ends up hurting our culture, right? So let's talk again about this pyramid, this idea, right? It starts because people don't understand necessarily the history, or they don't care about the history of the word and the harm that it has caused in the past, and thus the harm it may cause in the future. They make jokes, right? They minimize problematic language, saying, oh, it's no big deal. Oh, well, my friends say I can say this. Oh, well, I don't mean it that way. That doesn't make it okay. It just means that you are not really looking at the harm that you are actively causing others by using these. You're planting the seeds, like we discussed earlier, into something that can become far, far worse. You're reinforcing, pardon me, you're reinforcing stereotypes. You're reinforcing the reason that these pejoratives exist. Those lead to harassment and threats against people for whom these are their lived life, their experience, right? And then bit by bit, even that becomes normalized. Imagine 10 years ago, if we spoke to each other the way that online discourse or even much of the in person discourse happens now. Imagine the outrage that so many of us would have felt. Now it's okay because, oh, that's just how that lobby is. Oh, they may be saying a threat, but, they don't actually mean it. They're just conservative or they're just liberal. So, they're allowed to say these things. No, absolutely not. And by stopping the language at its source, by decentralizing and denormalizing the language when it's used around you, you are helping to prevent all of those downstream negative events. Think about the last time you heard someone say something like, that's so gay, right? Man up. The one that I've used so many times, boys will be boys. None of those are okay. They say that, oh, being gay is somehow wrong or bad, right? Man up. Don't explore your feelings. Don't have feelings. Don't be vulnerable. Boys will be boys. They're doing some kind of harmful or bullying behavior, and they're excusing it instead of holding them accountable. Each of those allows and perpetuates specific stereotypes that have harmed thousands of people. And it's up to us to stop them. Think about it. When you hear these, notice them. Take that moment to realize what's being said, and then redirect them. Hey, I don't appreciate that type of language. I actually had to do this just the other day to a dear, dear friend of mine who said something about gay. And I said, wait, wait, wait. We don't use gay as a put down here, even in jest. It normalizes what has been a very long history of harm. We had a conversation about it. And they walked away understanding where I was coming from, and they hopefully won't ever do that again, at least around me, if not in their life. I want you to go out into the world, right, between now and whenever. I want you to begin looking for these. Pick up on these phrases and try interrupting them. Or more than try, actually interrupt them. Stop people from casually using sexist, homophobic, transphobic, bigoted language, things that encourage objectification or stereotyping. Because remember, every time you choose your words better, you're choosing a better culture. So yeah. Again, these micro lessons aren't meant to replace deeper research or full training. Oftentimes I do try and include some kind of resources for you. This one I didn't. Um, I'm sure that there are resources out there, but in my preparation work, I wanted to talk more from the heart on this one rather than just going through facts and figures with you guys. Okay? Uh, but but I also know you guys. I know you guys are good people, and I know that maybe this is just something you haven't thought of before, or maybe you do. But let's go make a difference today, okay? Awesome. Here we go into the game. We're going to jump in. I don't remember where we are, and I will have to end a little bit earlier than normal today. I know normally I go until at least 2, if not a bit later. Today I will have to end a little bit earlier. I do have to go get therapized this afternoon. So I will have to end sometime probably around 1:30 or so. So like I said, it will be a much shorter stream than usual. But that doesn't mean we won't have some fun. I don't remember what I was doing. I was up here for a reason. I was up here for a reason. Why was I up here? Guys, why was I up here? Ah, fuck it. You know what? Let's go get this treasure. That's been sitting there for a while. North. I cannot for the life of me remember what I was. Look, I remembered without being remembered. Go me. Activate. Okay. Move you over. Nope. Come on. Move you over. The windows have got to be just so, or they are wrong. And if they're wrong, that's just unacceptable and bad, and I will crash out. So, pardon me every so often if I have to pause and move things around. Um, I like to think of it as a quirk, but it might be more. Um, that's actually part of kind of what I'm going to be discussing today, potentially with my therapist, is seeing if we can actually update and kind of firm up some of my diagnoses. Back a few months ago, I took a bunch of clinical assessments to try and figure out what all my problems might be prior to entering into an intensive mental health program. I've told you guys about that. Um, and I registered at the top end of the scale for so many things, including things that I am fairly certain I don't actually have. But with the number of, with the number of concurrent issues I was having at the time, I think that it may or may not have confused the assessments a bit because while they are good tools, they are also limited in that they are based almost solely on your answers rather than a broader discussion that you may have with a qualified therapist um, to try and help you figure these things out, right? Motorcycle this way. Um, and you rarely, if ever, want to Dr. Google yourself, right? We all know the dangers of looking stuff up on websites and then saying, oh, yeah, I definitely have this. Now, I don't want to. Hello? Oh, hi. Oh, shit. Hi. I don't want to discount genuine research, because as you learn what are reliable websites and what aren't, you can get some great information, right? Um, and you can midair beak. Um, you can learn how to kind of make educated deductions based on the observations you're making. But again, I don't recommend saying I definitely have blank unless or until a professional has helped you. Taking a nap? Okay, cool. Because unless you have spent a lifetime studying it, you are still an amateur. You are still not a professional at that sort of thing, right? So just don't do it. But it does help, especially when you are trying to advocate for yourself, whether in mental health or physical health. I just held up my finger to the screen as if you could see me while I took a sip of my drink. But what I was saying is, um, it helps you self advocate because you can approach a situation and say, hey, I think maybe X or Y, right? You're not saying I definitely, you're saying I think maybe. And that ensures that you can approach the situation in a way that will help you get better care. For example, when I first had issues with my gallbladder, the folks at the hospital were like, well, it's probably just digestive. No big deal. Go home, blah, blah, blah. Here's some anti-gas pills. Here's this. And I trusted them because, they're doctors. The semicolon, however, comma, it ended up happening again. Not as bad, but it ended up happening again and again. And so I started digging into it on my own. And when I went to my primary care doctor as a follow up, I said, well, I think it might be my gallbladder. Here's why. And here are the tests that I've, in my research, seen recommended. Is this something we can do within the scope of your care and my insurance? She said, yeah, no, it definitely does sound like it might be that. Let's go ahead and get these tests done. Recommending not just what I had asked for, but a couple alternatives that turned out to be just as good. And I went and I got them. Turned out, yeah, I absolutely did need to get it pulled out because it was not happy. A bunch of stones, a thickened wall, all that stuff. So yeah, advocacy for yourself is important. Trader Rect is now open. Well, how about this, Trader Rect? How about you suck my Fatama Juicy? Okay. We're just going to go dump some stuff on him. That way we can take some of this coin with us back down when we leave. If we don't spend it here. Because let's be honest, I like to buy stuff from the trader. Okay. Hey, Dick. Sell, 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 sell. Look at all this money we're getting. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. Boom. 32K. Okay, that's pretty much anything in here. I mean, not quite everything in here, but pretty much. There's going to be a couple things. I wonder if. Well, fuck. Take that then. Let's get us a sham chowder. We're going to need to eat soon. Any other good food in here? How is super corn only friggin' 3 food and 3 health? I mean, I guess they have made it much more common than it used to be. Man, that shit used to be so hard to find. Um, I don't really think I need a forget an elixir. I'm kind of okay with where I am. Machete, machete, no, no, no. It's a nice compound, but I think I can build a 6 though. Yeah, here we get into maybe a few things that I can't just grab. Um, but I have grabbed in the past clearly because I got a bunch of them. But bum 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 bum. No, 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 no. No, I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, fuck off. I spend my money how I want. Bitch. Okay, there's a question for you. There's a question for you. Do you guys think that that is an insult? Nah, we're fine. Or a pejorative like I was just talking about? Do you think that's something that I should eliminate from my vocabulary? Because honestly, I wonder. Let's take that 15 with me. Okay. We can turn off the... Oh, it was already turned off. Well, go me. Be observant. You know what? Let's just turn everything off. Oh, and did I... Interesting. I've never seen that before. You know what? Let's... Oh, shush. Base building and repair. Look at all the shit we have here. Over here. That's what I was coming for. Good Lord, Sarah. I lose my damn mind sometimes. Okay, we'll run those up north. Let's take some of those as well. Drop those off. Then we'll head back around south. Because that's how I roll. Forgetting what I'm doing constantly and having to make trips back and forth. Oh, by the way, I picked up the desert outfit. I got paid this weekend for some work I did for my friend, my bestie, my BFF, my life partner, non-romantic, platonic life partner, um, down in the 813. So I picked up the desert outfit, and I think it is awesome. I absolutely adore it. I'm not sure about the backpack, but the rest is really cool. And I'll tell you, the details on the backpack are pretty neat. So, that's okay. And if you're curious, last week I got Crystal the Hoarder outfit, um, which is another one of the DLC outfits that you can purchase. They were on sale over the weekend for like 60% off, so they were like $5 each. Um, so it was my little treat myself and my little treat my friend. But yeah, I got my little got a little cheddar from doing some work from a friend down there in the 813, and decided to treat myself a little bit. So we got a new outfit. We're okay. There we go. You know what? Let's just go deal with this. Can you maybe stop? Come on, buddy. God damn it. Guys, I just want to clear out the cars here. Can't you just leave me alone? Please, for the love of fuck. God. Hello? Uh, can you not? Thank you. Jeez. Ugh. God. Really? Ugh. You knock it off. God, nerve. Some people. Ugh, I hate everything. Scrap. Pick you up. Mama. No. Look, I love you, but no. I'm trying to do stuff, okay? Yeah, I know you want to, but no. That we want to keep. That we can get rid of. That I definitely don't need. Well, fudge. Drop. Okay. Meal supplies. Man, I don't have space for no meal supply. Fine. Give me a second. Okay, that, 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 that. Boop a doop. Boop a doop. Um, that, 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 that. Okay, there we go. Scrap, scrap, scrap. No, I guess I can't. Or that. Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. Then we'll put those away as well. Because everything else in here gonna get scrapped. Okay, back to what we were doing. Well, that certainly got some attention. Hi. Whew. Okay. scrapping you. I'll be scrapping you. Possibly scrapping you. Keep. Scrap. Keep. Keep. How are we looking? Minute. God, I hate this so much. Get rid of any of this. I don't need any more of those. Ugh, they scraped my leg. Ugh. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. You, 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 you. Really, my guy? God. Some people just don't get it. They don't understand. I just want to be left alone to do my thing. We'll see, though. Okay, drink. We'll keep that. Drink. We'll keep this. Eat. And eat. Now, arguably, gumbo is the best food source in the entire game. So having some of it to spare, fuck yes. That is awesome. We love it. Okay, so that's good, that's good. No more cars, no more cars, nothing in the way. You can, yeah. Ew, why? Why do you have to be so wet? God, that is just a gross sound. But, but, we've cleared this all out, so it's all good to go. Go us. Um, scrap, 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 scrap. Sit in here for a second. Scrap. You're not scrap. Scrap. Okay. Y'all just need to stop, okay? Tired of it. Scrap. 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 Hello, zombie. Scrap. Scrap. Oh, there's a fun little factoid. Okay. So these signs here, right? I have tried to triangulate where this would be if this were a real place. And as best I can figure, it's not actually in Arizona. It would actually be in New Mexico, on the far western side of New Mexico, as best as I can tell. Now, I was kind of guesstimating from a few signs much further south, so I might be off. But I still think that that's kind of neat. Um, that they give you some stuff that you can kind of look at and do some kind of figuring on to see quasi real world connections. Well, that was anticlimactic. Oh my God. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're gonna drop some stuff off up here. Thanks, Jules, and welcome in. I had no idea what was happening for the first like millisecond, and then I went, "Oh, Jules is here." You missed me yapping at the top of stream, Jules. I mean, degrading me is cool and all, but have you ever thought about lifting up your fellow women? At least I make myself laugh. Uh, so I hold on. What the fuck? Why are you just hello? Weird. Um, my work bestie from back when I had work last, um, just reached out to me t'other day and let me know that they had squeezed her out of her job as well, which no one is surprised, but is a very upsetting thing because she was my work wife, my work bestie. Um, so yeah, so that's a thing that happened. Let me go. Hold on. Let me go put this shit. No, I mean that's fine, Jules. I'm gonna be here for a bit anyway. So, scrap, 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 scrap. So you guys were asking me last time we talked. You guys were asking me how I end up with so much shit, and it's because I really don't use much. Well, that's exciting. Um, I don't use much outside of building fun bases and things like that. So I end up with a reasonably large overflow of materials just because I never use stuff, right? And then that turns around and breeds its own kind of stuff because then, like, well, why do I have all this if I'm not using it? Well, because I need it, clearly. Because if I don't have it, then, I will obviously need it. Um, to cook. Do, 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 boop, doo. Metal is back behind me. Mechanical. Bloop, bloop. Electrical. Bloop. Metal. I saw some metal. There we go. That's armor or a weapon making, or not a weapon, that's ammo making. I can English. Shush. Robotics and drones. To cook. Water. Did I have an ammo making one? There we go. Yes, I did. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And it's also the main reason I don't typically bother bringing large quantities of stuff around with me because I end up doing this and then my chat does what my chat is doing right now, right? And suddenly I have now ridiculous amounts of stuff again. Um, so rather than that, I will just Oh, this is my cell. Okay, good. Go me. I will just grab stuff and move stuff, as I get it, so that I don't have to bother with the rest of it. Like looting becomes less of a priority for me and more a thing of if I feel like it kind of thing. Let's put those there. Okay, back inside we go. No, naughty zombie. And yes, I will treat Mama in a moment. Just let me empty my shit out. Normal ammo. Bloop, bloop. That is mods. Bloop, bloop. That is wood. Bloop. This is... Got to get familiar with where everything is again, or here, as the case may be. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Metal. Bloop. Bloop. Stone. Bloop. Food. A bloop. Medication. Yeah. Bloop. Bloop. Nope. Glue is not medication. Specialty food and drinks. Bloop. 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 We've got some more mechanical. Bloop. Bloop. Kablam. Let's take a drink. Then turn around and put the drinks away. Then down to misc. Okay, so first off, let's put up some lights here. This is just temporary lighting, kind of to help me as I work and do stuff, right? So it's not necessarily a forever sort of thing. There we go, and one more. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Hi. More. Okay. Explosives. Special ammo. Making medical and drinks. Yeah, see, until I get my defenses all put together, I like to kind of keep my base open so they don't break shit just to come get me. Don't know if you can hear it, but I'm getting Mama's treats out for her. Just like I said I would. There we go. 1, 2. Squeeze the air out. Hey, Jules. That would have been good to know like 45 minutes ago when I started this whole thing. Go me, yay pro streamer. Okay, let's put you there and you there. No, you're fine. Then if I want to, I can put some more storage boxes there. Good, good, good. Okay, we love that. Okay, let's do these next. Yeah, we can put a couple boxes in there. Okay, okay, okay. And since these often get used together, let's do this. Okay, we love that. And then our chemistry stations. There we go. Okay. Love it. Now, let's poke our heads out. Let's grab, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you not? God, you guys are just a huge pain in my ass. And okay. What else do we have in here? Doo, 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 doo. If it wasn't for the storm, we could do a second layer. We'll do that before we leave, just because. Okay. Nope, it's bath time. That's okay. Bath time is perfectly acceptable. I do love, love that we have a working vending machine here because these refresh regularly. So we're always going to have access to these, even if we're just doing stuff around the base. Okay. Stuff to smelt. And stuff to smelt to smelterer. Oh, boo. That's okay. So let's go out and put another layer on our wall. You know what? No. So this will take a little bit longer than I had originally intended to, but that's okay. Because then the walls will be fully built. And I won't have to worry about them. I'll just have to put like stairs up to them, railings on them, set up the defenses and the lights and the doors. So in other words, I'm kind of doing what I said I'd do in that I'm building the base and decorating the base and stuff on stream. You know what? I think I'm going to wait though. I think I'm going to finish this row here because doing this is making me realize how long it's going to take to get around the rest of this as I've laid it out. We're going to run over here. I'll put that away. And we're going to come in here. We're going to say door. We're going to take a look-see here. I think I need the 5 buys. So 10, 10, 10. Iron spring mechanical parts. Iron. Okay. Here's a question for you. Can I make more springs? Well, we'll check over there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to bring some with me next time, which I'll completely forget. In which case, that's fine. So I guess we won't leave the doors crafting while we're gone because I don't have enough springs. But let's go double check that I can't make them. Nope. Okay. Are we done? God, you guys are a pain in my ass. And yes, you are seeing double. I have multiple motorcycles. I know. Shocking. Okay. I will deal with the cars and the springs later. Because I know how to get them, I just don't feel like it. Tiny Zombies, Home Run Derby, or Celebration? Cast your vote now. Mama just looked at me like I'm losing my mind. Which, I guess I am. After all, think about it. Each day, in-game here, is 1 hour of real time. And I really haven't played this game much off-stream. Bits and pieces here and there, but mostly I've played it only on stream. I have 78 hours in this game alone. Like this map, this world. My eye is twitching. Why? It's not caffeine. Don't say it's caffeine because I haven't had caffeine in forever. Home Run Derby. Okay. So I know that the different colors give you different amounts of points and stuff. Jules getting the big peepee. Woo! But I haven't figured out, like, what's what? Well, that was too high. Oh, bullshit. I hit that one. You can suck my left toe. Piece of gristle. You know what? Screw you guys. I'm done. No, what did we get? Only rank 5. That's okay. Scrap, 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 scrap. Hello? That'll be scrapped. That'll be scrapped. Pick that up, pick that up, pick that up. Scrap. God, my belly's rumbling. Aw. Thanks for degrading me. I was feeling good about myself. And that's where we're going. See, that sounds like strong bad to me. But the one from the helicopter sounds like me to me. Mysteries I'll never understand. So apparently, I was doing some reading and watching some videos. Apparently, this is um, one of the hardest locations in the game, just based on sheer number of zombies. That's the word that can appear there. The emo, what, the emo. God, I don't know why Strong Bad cracked me up so much, because really it didn't age well. It really didn't. Like, there is just some really cringe stuff that they do, that I've seen as I've been rewatching um, from the new TikTok channel that they have, or someone has pretending to be them. One of the two. I'm not particularly good at spotting fake TikTok accounts, so whoa, there we go. Okay, we're fine. The emo, dear Strongbad. Hey, what's that? New Life Hope Cap. New Life Hope Cabin. New Life Hope Cabin. Is this like one of those hippie commune workshop things? I bet it is. Ooh. Nap time. Drop. Scrap. Wait. Here we go. 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 Here we go again. One. Nothing's wrong with me. What? What is even happening to my brain today, y'all? I don't know. Ad break! I'd say I'm sorry, but honestly, y'all are helping me make even a little bit of money by putting up with the ad breaks. Those of you that are. Of course, those of you that are can't hear me because you're in an ad break. But yeah, I am happy for the support right now. There is next to no pride left in my body in terms of asking for help, asking for assistance, blah, 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 all that stuff. Yeah, I am... There's very little I am not willing to do at this point for money. You know, if you need anything, LMK, as the kids say. If you have anything you need and you have some money, we can make a deal. As Monty Hall used to say, let's make a deal. Why am I looting here? Why did you guys let me do that? I have no need, and yet I notice I'm looting. I know I don't have to, and yet I continue looting. What is wrong with me? Ugh. Hey, hey, hey! Stop it! Ugh. Uh-oh. Well. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's the metalworks place, the scrapyard. Dig it, dig it. Whoop. Okay, okay, I'll take some ammo with me. Can't guarantee I won't scrap it in a little bit, but it'll start a journey with me, and we'll just see how far it goes. What's funny is by this stage in the game, I'm usually not a loot goblin. Usually I'm just starting to dump everything out because I just don't need it anymore. I mean, let's be real. I've got, what, 3 bases right now that are pretty much fully stocked and set up. And I could so easily just move some of that stuff to the new northern base, especially from my starter base. Because, like, why bother, right? Why bother carrying or holding on to that starter base that I really don't need? Like, no reason at all to have. What's this? Wastelands. Yep, nope. I don't have this badge yet. Hello, zombie bear. Oh, so yeah. What was I talking about? I don't even remember. My brain is just scattered today. And I could not tell you why or what is going on. All I know is that holding on to a single thought is like trying to keep a wet, hairless cat from running out of the bathroom and into the rest of your house. If you've never had that fun experience, you know, honestly, it's not bad. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. I'd recommend it at least once, you know. So, yeah. Yeah. Big yawns. And I'm going to have a banana here as I'm getting ready to head out for my therapization. I just crossed the desert. The desert is currently in a storm, if I'm remembering right. So I've got to be careful. Bees! Okay, time to kick in the afterburners. Yep, we're fine. No, I don't want bees, but thank you. I have, I don't. You know, the funny thing is, I think I know exactly where I am. I do. I do know exactly where I am. Scrap. God, those storms are annoying. Hey, look. It's the sack. Scrap. Scrap. Drop. Scrap. And that was terrifying. However will I survive? Scrap. Scrap. That sounds like an angry zombie bird. You guys just need to leave me alone. You leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. Oh wait, that's not corn seed, that's corn meal. That I can take. Jesus. So many goddamn magazines. I don't want any of this. Most of these aren't worth selling. I mean, especially with all the money I have scattered across all the bases from doing this before. That's why I don't really care about the magazines anymore, and I'm just turning them all into paper. That, and let's be real, I can always get a whole lot more if and when Crystal decides to join me on a more permanent basis. Help. Pumpkins. What? What? Pumpkins. I can't believe it, guys. Ugh. Can this storm be done now? Bored of it. Ugh. Yay! Hi. Take a nap. You know, kind of the funny thing is that I probably could have made it to my base. Here, let me show you why I say that, right? Because if we had kept going, right? Oh my god, Jules, thank you for degrading me. Gives me an opportunity to use up some of my excess repair kits. So I appreciate that. See, so we would have cut across there, right? Across this bridge, and we're less than 500 meters, meaning, right? Bing, bang, boom, it's right there, and I could have pulled in. In case you missed it as I was pulling up, yes, I've painted the front of my base to look like a snake's mouth. Okay. Crates. Coins. Give me a second, Jules. To sell that. Okay. Repair, 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 repair. Get those going while I go up these. Which means that this one probably ran out as well. There we... Oh, right. From Crystal harassing me last time. Do I have any? I do have to cook. I have fat, and I have some flesh, and I have some cornmeal. That's it. Over to the stone. Stone, stone. Metal, metal. Metal, metal. There we go. Wood. Miscellaneous. Okay, so you're special. You're, you can go there, you can go there. You're special, you're special. You're ammo, you're special, you're that. You're those, and you're to cook. Okay, so... special, 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 special. Oop. Okay. Mechanical, electrical, no. Mechanical, yes. Making parts. Explodey makings, nope. Explodey makings, 2. Okay, to cook. Threatened huckleberries. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love that name. But good bot, thank you for taking care of them. Okay, so there was a feed or a treat mama. Let get her 2 more treats. God, she is such a spoiled little brat. There you go, Mama, right there. You didn't even have to move. Special ammo, special ammo. Wait, there we go. Okay. Medicationizings, medicines, and arrows. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's get rid of some of these so I stop being shocked by them when I show up. Thank you, Jules. I appreciate you flooding me further. Repair, 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 repair. Scrap, scrap. Okay, that'll be scrapped. Ugh. Okay. Crap. There's so much stuff here. Okay. So, I know there were some specialized drinks in there. Food and drinks. I know I need to eat and drink. And then I have food and drink overflow. Okay. Tools. Nope. Okay. Metal. Okay. Nope. That gets tossed. Medicine. Special. Stone. Metal. Regular. Parts. Metal. Whoops. Miscellaneous. Specialty. There's just so much stuff, guys. You wonder why I keep scrapping things. Okay. Mechanical. Well. Okay. Mechanical? Mechanical. Mechanical. Medical. Okay. Parts. Good. You're a mod. You I can scrap. You're mechanical. Your access. Okay. Mods. Where did I leave? So that's armor. Mods. You know, I was separating stuff much more carefully before. Now I'm just not. Parts. Shit to smelt. Even though I don't need to. Scrap. Mechanical, mechanical. Parts. Explosives, explosives. Mechanical. Scrap, Scrap, scrap. Mechanical, electrical, mechanical, ammo, metal, stone, stone, space, stone, stone, wood, miscellaneous, miscellaneous, scrap, scrap. Mods. Kaboop, kaboop. Okay. Mechanical. Okay. Electrical. Okay. Parts. Okay. Ammo making. Bet. Wood, metal, miscellaneous. Explosives. More of that. Let's do this real quick. And then do this. And then this, and this. Scrap that. Do that. Then you, and you. Okay. Stone. So that's all excess. Oh, that's full mostly. Okay, so you can be smelted or something. You can be smelted, you can be smelted, you can be smelted. You can be smelted or whatever. Cool. You can definitely be smelted. Miscellaneous. A boop. A boop. Kablam. Wood. Blam. Rockets. Explosives. Metal? Okay. Run all this down here. Boop, 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 boop. Kablam. Okay, I want to try something though. Let me see about this. Boop, boop, turn on. Do you do anything? No, you don't. So I guess you're just to sell. Okay, let me make sure. That is all definitely smeltable. That is all definitely smeltable. There we go. Another box. Awesome. Mechanical. Okay, I think that's it. Guys, I think that's it. All of that. To sell. No, we're actually going to put that in the gas overflow. No. This button and that. Okay. You can go in there. Then you... First we turn that off, then we turn that off, then we refuel. Good. First we turn this off, then we turn this off, then we refuel. Good. Okay, you got the full gas. Okay. So, no, yes. You and you and you. Okay, now I need to top. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Top. 16 per. Calculator. We're fine. Everything's fine. Calculator. 6,000 divided by 16. 375. So I need 2 stacks of clay soil.
Oh, look at you.
Look at me. Look at you. Top. Oh, God, no. 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 Yeah. Fuck. There. Thank you for the meal, Jules. Special. Special. Regular food. Lock. 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 Explosives. Special ammo. Repair kits. More repair kits. More explosives. Okay. So, parts. Food overflow. Specials. Specials. And explosives. Okay. Guys, I think that's where we're going to leave it now that we've cleaned everything up. We've dropped things off. I do need to go get ready for my therapy session. It is in person, so I actually have to drive somewhere, leave the house. Damn, 22 inches. Holy fuck. I mean, I'm down to try. I'll try anything at least once, right? No, I'm not saying anything. I'm not promising anything, but I mean, I'll try. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, I'm for sale. No, but seriously, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. It's always fun to spend time hanging out with your friends. Um, Tomorrow should be a normal day, as far as I know. I think. Hold on, let me check. Hold on. First, let me do this. Options, Twitch, disconnect. That way I don't end up accidentally myself into accidentals. Doobie doop doop doo. We did that already. We did that. Calendar. That's what I need. Calendar. Yes. Tomorrow should be as normal. Thursday I will have to leave a little bit early, but not as early. I've got an ear exam. And then Friday will be normal. Look at us go, guys. Getting all the things we love. So with that said, that'll be it. Let me see if there is anyone. Why did I minimize that window that I actually need? Twitch. Okay. I think that is going to be it, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I know that there's a lot of stuff that y'all have to do. on any given day. So I appreciate that you choose to spend even part of it with me. Um, Remember what we talked about earlier. Don't normalize punching down. If you've got to punch, if you've got to make, light of something, if you've got to be mean, use words that punch up, right? Let's eat the rich. So, until tomorrow, guys, I love you all very much.